All right, so what about Cartesian foundationalism?
That's different, right?
Right, exactly. Now we are in a position to state what Cartesian foundationalism is. A Cartesian foundationalist takes the fundamental items that justify everything else to be such that it is impossible that we be mistaken about them. So it has to be impossible to be mistaken about them. Good luck with that. These ultimate items, usually experience, have to be completely certain or they cannot serve as appropriate foundations for everything else. And as a married person myself, who is actively listening to my wife, seeing the words come out of her mouth, I sometimes don't always hear absolutely everything. And therefore, I know that my wife cannot speak because I'm not absolutely certain of what she just said. And I dare not ask her again to repeat herself.
And we hope she doesn't see this.
That's all right. It's too far down.
Yeah.
Thus, for the Cartesian foundationalists, the foundational beliefs must meet extremely high rational standards, indeed too high. Cartesian foundationalism is most likely unattainable. Hold to the idea of Cartesian foundationalism Cartesianally. You can't. There we go.
So since Cartesian foundationalism is unobtainable, and these Churchland and so forth, Papanow, believe that you have to have that kind of foundation, they reject first philosophy, right? Because they see this foundationalism as a basis of first philosophy, and they reject it because you can't have this certainty. And of course, they hold to scientism. He says, if you look at the statements of Papanow and Churchland earlier in the chapter as to why some philosophers accept first philosophy, they both think that it's because they are Cartesian foundationalists. The idea is that if the assumptions of science are not completely certain and totally immune from error, then science is without adequate justification, and a skeptic about the claims of science wins. And of course, they don't want that, and so they reject this foundationalist idea. He says, but notice, nothing could be further from the truth. Today, most epistemologists are foundationalists, but he does not know of a single one who is a Cartesian foundationalists, right? In other words, Cartesian foundationalism was given up, he tells us, more than 50 years ago. Today, most foundationalists believe that certain experiences can serve as solid foundations for proper basic beliefs, but those experiences, he tells us, need not be immune from error. So you don't have to have absolute certainty in order to accept foundationalism. That's what he's suggesting here.